Okay, let's talk about one of the most common and, let's be honest, frustrating problems for English learners. It's these tiny little words, to and for, that can just stop a great sentence right in its tracks. But today, we're going to solve that problem. So, has this ever happened to you? Your brain just freezes. You're right in the middle of a great conversation. Everything's flowing smoothly. And then, bam, you hit this wall. Is it to? Is it for? Which one is it? First off, you are so not alone. This is that frozen moment that pretty much every single person learning English feels. You know, your mouth is all ready to say the words, but your brain just slams on the brakes trying to dig up some old grammar rule you learned years ago. It's so frustrating, but we're gonna fix it, starting right now. All right, so here's the plan. We're gonna throw out the old rule books. Seriously, no more memorizing endless lists and exceptions. Instead, we're gonna try something that's way more natural. We're gonna learn to feel the difference. Okay, pay close attention because this is the key to everything. Just look at the two sides. Over on the left, to is all about moving forward. It's about action, direction, a destination, a goal. But on the right, for is all about the why. It's the benefit, the reason behind the action, or the person who gets something. This feeling is the core difference. So let's dive into to first. I want you to think of this word as always pointing somewhere. It's always looking ahead. It's all about the path forward. So the feeling of to is all about forward motion. Seriously, just picture an arrow. It's always pointing somewhere. It helps you answer the questions, where am I going? Or why am I doing this action? Let's see how it works. This is the most obvious one, right? Physical movement. You're in one spot and you're moving to another spot. Simple. I walked to the kitchen. You drive to work. You fly to a new city. The direction is super clear. But to isn't just about physical places. It's also about a purpose. It connects what you're doing right now with the goal you want to achieve later. You are learning English. Why? To improve your life. The action points directly to the goal. Okay, so we've got to down. Now let's switch gears and talk about for. If to is the path forward, for is the motivation that gets you on that path in the first place. It's the reason why. The feeling of for is different. It's more about support or a benefit or maybe the person who is on the receiving end of something nice. It's not the action itself, but the deeper reason or the person who benefits from the action. It's got this kind of supportive, emotional feeling to it. This is a perfect example. Think about it. I made this coffee for you. Who gets the coffee? You do. You're the receiver. The action was making coffee, but the benefit, the gift, is for you. Now, this looks a lot like our to example from before, right? But listen closely because the feeling is totally different. Here, my future isn't a direct action or a goal you can complete tomorrow. It's the big picture reason. It's the beneficiary of all your hard work. It's your deep motivation. All right, now for the really cool part. This is where we see how these two words actually work together in real, natural, everyday English, because they don't live on their own little islands. Once you see the pattern, you'll start hearing it everywhere. So let's take this sentence and just pull it apart piece by piece. First, where did you go? The direction. To the store. Step 2, what was your purpose? To buy a gift. And finally, who was it all for? Who's the receiver? It was for my sister. See that flow? Direction, then purpose, then receiver. It just makes sense. And this right here, this brings us to a mistake I see all the time. And it's totally understandable why. People say, I went to the store for buy milk. Your brain is thinking about the reason, which feels like for. But remember the feeling we talked about? The action buy is your purpose, your direct goal. And which word points to a goal? That's right, it's to. So it's, I went to the store to buy milk. Okay, let's take a step back for a minute. We've been getting into the weeds with grammar, but what's the real point of all this? It's not to get a perfect score on some test. It's about something way, way bigger. I want you to really let this sink in. The reason you are putting in all this effort is to connect with other human beings, to share your ideas, to understand them, and to be understood yourself. That's it. Perfection is not the goal. Connection is. And please, please remember this. Mistakes are not just normal. They are a sign that you're in the game, that you're trying and you're growing. Success isn't about having zero mistakes. Success is when you communicate your idea. And hey, guess what? Native speakers mess up all the time too.
And look at this sentence. It brings everything we've talked about together so perfectly. What is your purpose? Your direct action. You're learning English to communicate. But what's the deeper motivation? Who is the ultimate beneficiary of this entire journey? You are. You're doing all of this for yourself.
So, I'm going to leave you with that question to think about. What are you really learning English for? What's that big, powerful reason that keeps you motivated? Because knowing that, that's more powerful than any grammar rule you'll ever learn. Thanks so much for joining me.